Morning, everybody. I hope everyone's well. I'm just going to do my candles. We've just been joined by the neighbours opposite. Their builders are doing a roof, so there's lots of crashing and bashing. You'll know it's real anyway. I'll just do my candles. One for myself. This is rose quartz, by the way, this candle holder, which is the love crystal. This is for community out there, anybody who's watching who needs to remember that there's light in their life even though they feel alone, and if life's not going your way at the moment, don't despair. There's always somebody watching out for you. And this one, oh bloody magic, is for spirit. As usual, I haven't had very much information about what we're going to talk about today. They're all here. I've already said hello to everybody, but I'm just being told to let them lead again today, which I think will always happen. And so that's for spirit today. So good morning. My name's Hannah Velten. I'm a writer and spirit messenger, and I do these Facebook lives so that I can talk to my brother live. My brother's Christian, he's in spirit. And why else do I do these videos? I think I've spent so long, about 18 months, by myself, speaking with spirit and working my way through my grief. Hello, Simone. Lovely to see you from Australia. It must be a good time for you to be watching. Yes, I've used these last 18 months or so to find my way through my grief, and it was all very private. It took a lot of tears and a lot of a lot of effort really to get to where I am today. And I think I now have to move from being very private about what I believe in and the way that I speak with spirit, and I have to bring it out into the open to show people that loss is an illusion. So even if you've lost somebody in the physical, they're still there, they're still around you, you can still have a current relationship with them. I also do these lives to, I'm being told, it's just spread the love. It's that simple. It's moving from a life of fearful thoughts, negative thoughts, into a place where, first of all, you love yourself, you accept yourself, you accept the side that you possibly have kept dampened down, you've kept quiet, the side that you don't really show to people, the side you're a bit embarrassed about showing to people, the side that society maybe has always told you you can't do this, you can't do that. So a lot of moving into love is about the self-love first of all. And you hear a lot about self-love these days. You know, you've got to love yourself before you then move out to improve your relationships with others, and then you help community, then you go further and further. But it really does all stem from this self-love. Christian and I have written an ebook together. It's a short one. You can download it and have it as a PDF. You can print it out, whatever you want. But it's available on my website. And it's the basics that we've learnt from moving in to, or from fear into love, and how it can just massively improve your life. It's like a miracle suddenly happens just by changing your thought process, the thoughts that you have. And the process, it's a long haul. It's taking small steps and gradually building up the muscle, really, the thinking muscle, that if you come across a situation, you don't automatically think of it in a fearful way. You think of it in a positive way. It's saying here I've got poor connection all the time, so hopefully you're popping in and out. It's been a bit rubbish this morning, the connection. I live in the countryside, and it's not a great reception. But anyway, yes, so that's why I do these Facebook lives, and also I think they've been a training ground. The last few ones, I'm being told these are all a training ground for me to practice speaking to camera, doing my lives, working a way out where Christian and I can come across to you in a non-threatening, non-frightening, non-fearful way. But this is just a normal part of my life, and I hope by doing these, people will also see that there's nothing frightening about connecting with spirit, with loved ones. And that's really the purpose of these first few ones that we're doing together. And then obviously last week we talked about this Africa trip, which Christian and I are going to do. I basically have to go with him to Africa, which I think we're going to talk about more now. But I'm going to relive his last few months in the physical. And there's obviously lots of lessons to be learnt. The big one, God, came through last week and basically said that Christian did a lot of idiotic things. And and Christian's, he laughs. There was a lot of laughter actually last week when we did this live. And Christian's realises he did lots of stupid things. And I think going back to relive his journey is going to be universal lessons for everybody on how to live your life and how not to live your life. And a lot of the lessons that will also be from my life in what I've learnt over the last, I was going to say 15 years. Negative thinking doesn't bring you what you want in your life. That's basically it. But I think we're going to talk about more of that. So yes, I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about, but I think there's maybe some hints there, because I often get hints as I'm doing the preamble. But all I need to say, hi Dawn, all of the lives, the videos, the audio recordings and transcriptions, which I've been doing of the videos, they're all available now on my website. Hello, Leanne. Is that how I pronounce it, from Zimbabwe? Hello. So all these lives I'm doing on Facebook, all versions of it, audio, transcription, and the actual videos are available on my website, which is www.hannah.velten.online. So you can catch up with everything. There's going to be a series, so there's 1 and 2 is already up there. So we'll see. Hi, Catherine from Somerset. Lovely, lovely place. Lovely, lovely girl. So everything is available. I'm being very open about this. What I do, I have to be very open. I've got no fear about being open now. And really it's just, and doing it live, I have to do these live so that I can't get accused of anything, basically. There's plenty of potential for, I'm hearing now, there's plenty of potential for people to disrespect me for what I do. There's plenty of people out there who are ready to disregard all of this, and the more open I can be by doing it live, the more transparent I can be, the more versions that I can give people to access the information and the messages that I get. It's better for me, it's better for spirit, and it's better for everybody watching. The messages that I get are all from a loving place. I'm hearing this now. I'm serving spirit by giving these messages. I'm getting real chills now, and that's why I'm doing this. If people had known me before, in fact, there's lots of people who would be watching this now who knew me before who would never think I'd be doing this. I never thought I'd be doing this. I mean, this is mind-blowing, but it has taken a long, long time. Gradually, I've been built up to this, so now it feels totally natural. You're never given something to do that you're not ready to do. Even if you think, "Ooh!" You just have to step forward and do it, and you'll always be supported. If the feeling's right, do it. If you've got a bad feeling about something, step back. Why have I got a bad feeling about this? And then readjust your behaviours. Anyway, I'm getting lots of things coming through now, so I think I better just have a gulp of tea. And then, as usual, I'm going to just close my eyes. And anything that comes through will be, if I've got my eyes closed, anything that comes through is from spirit. So if you'll just bear with me, I'll take a few glugs of my tea. I went to, I just got to say something here. I went to the Missing People Christmas concert in London on Monday night. We stayed overnight in London, which is, from a country girl, is like an assault on my senses, isn't it? Really exhausting to be there. But yes, we went to the Christmas concert where last year I read out a letter to Christian. And in it was, I think I'd got to the point where I'd accepted that I could do no more to get him home. And that all I could do was be a beacon or a lighthouse, just with love shining out, so that he would know that there was unconditional love there whenever he wanted to come home. Then we, there was always love here for me. So I'd stopped fighting to find him, and I accepted the situation and allowed him, gave him a gateway, I guess, to come through. So that was this time last year. So sitting in the church this year, I went up to support my friend Beck, who was doing the letter to her son Finn. And it was very strange sitting in the church from a place of last year, not knowing what had happened to Christian. He was still missing. I was still expecting him to walk through the door in the physical. And then this year, sitting there and feeling the desperation, the fear of having a missing loved one, and especially at this time around Christmas. Christmas is obviously, I think we're going to be talking about this actually. Christmas is a time when your lost one, or your missing one, or your loved one who's now in spirit, it's the time when it can really hurt the most pain. And I think this being, I'm getting chills, I think this being the last recording I'm going to do before Christmas, I think there might be something in it for those of you who are going to find Christmas difficult. So the concert was an eye-opener, really, in that I could put myself straight back into last year, the place I was, where Christians, my voice is, I don't know if anyone's just noticed that, my voice is starting to go. Yeah, so the concert was bittersweet this year, that's for sure. I should just explain the voice. At the end of the last session, Christian said that he wanted to get me to start speaking his voice, because he said it was really strange that it was his words but my voice and my face, and apparently subconsciously I've got a really big block to actually allowing him to use for his voice to come through me. I think part of that is thinking about you as the audience, how freaky that's going to look and sound. So I think I'm not sure what's going to happen, whether we gradually that's something that happens, but we'll see. So at the moment I think it's just going to be a little bit of voice breaking that goes on, but we'll see. I'm just checking I haven't got anything else to say as an introduction. Yeah, there's one more thing. I'm part of a gospel choir which I joined about 3 months ago. I went to see them in concert, and the concert that I saw, there was an awful lot of lost and found references, and I'd actually just found Christian and brought him home, so there was a lot of things in that concert that really spoke to me. So I thought, right, I'm going to join this choir, which I have done, and it's a complete joy. Gospel singing, complete joy. And this term, my first term, we are singing a lot of songs about having come through trauma and coming through the other side. And obviously, being a gospel choir, there's a lot about God. You know, God kept me, God held me. But I completely resonate with this with this group of songs. So we've gone from lost and found to, God kept me. This is like there's always somebody watching you through all the trauma. There's always somebody there watching you and guiding you and just waiting for you to ask for help. And that's a really big thing that has come through in the last few months, massively. So yes, that just needed to be said. It's how time has gone on this year. I think we might talk about more of that, but 2018 for me has been the year of my life. It's been traumatic. The most traumatic year of my life, I think. Not even the year Christian went missing would beat this year. A lot of the trauma has been caused by overcoming my fear of just talking about this. Other people's reactions. There's like well, I won't go into details because it's not fair, but yeah, there's a lot of different viewpoints on what I do now, and I know that I need to do it, and I can't stop this from happening now. This is all part of the purpose of Christian's going missing and his death, and if I don't respect this, there's that anger here. If I don't respect this and do these lives and talk about this and be open about it and talk about the continuing relationship that I have with Christian, I will be completely and utterly disrespecting what Christian and I and everybody else has been through in these last 15 years and before 15 years. This is real anger. I don't know where this is coming from. There is absolutely no way anybody is going to stop us from doing this. So, that's just a message. And maybe there's a message in there for anybody else who is currently going through something that is maybe not something that other people can see and something that other people can understand. But know that you have to respect the path that you're on. If people don't like the path you're on, or they don't like what you're saying, or they don't like what they're seeing, it's not your issue, Hannah. I'm getting all this from somewhere. It's not your issue, Hannah. It's not your issue to whoever's listening in the audience. If people don't like what you're doing and they don't respect you, then it's their problem, not yours. I think this is a message for me as well, that the more I grow in audience, they were all saying last week that the audience is very small at the moment, but it will turn into a massive audience. And I think the more people that join, it won't be the little lovely community we have here. But I have to disregard that. And this is true for anybody who steps out into doing something. Trust your path. Know that you're facing the right way if it feels right. And just do it. Nothing negative can hurt you if you are sure in yourself about what you're doing. You have to be very sure yourself what you're doing is the right thing for you, that you're guided to do it and you're grounded in it. It's not all in your head. You have to be grounded to earth. You have to be speaking a language which people understand if you want to make a difference in people's lives. You can't be airy-fairy and using concepts and ideas which people will react negatively to. And that's why I probably should be closing my eyes now because I'm actually channeling here. So I'll see you on the other side. We'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. Okay. So I'm continuing from what I was just saying. Hannah and Christian's story has been one which has led them into all sorts of truths, universal truths which everybody can heed and take notice of. And that's the beauty in their story and why they will reach a lot of people with their story, because it will touch hearts. People will see themselves in Hannah and Christian's story. There's nothing airy and fairy about it. It's grounded in true grit, determination, love, turning away from fear, and unconditional love. There's nothing airy and fairy about it. It's like a blockbuster film. And that's why people are going to connect with it. Hannah's just going to have to keep plodding on regardless of what viewpoints come her way. But I know everybody in this community is going to hold her space. Provide her with love and comfort. And keep her grounded. It's going to be a tough journey for Hannah to make with her brother, not least because of the emotional aspects of Christian's last few months on earth, but also the negative reaction she's going to get from many quarters. And that's where that anger came in just earlier, because it's totally disrespecting Hannah and us in spirit. The words she'll hear will be from people who have no understanding of spirit and live a life in fear, closed to the wonders of life and to the magic and miracles that can happen when you live in unconditional love. So this is just to remind Hannah, and as she transcribes the words, she'll know that she's loved, supported and guided throughout. And words said in fear will never harm her or her family, which I know she's worried about. But there's nothing to fear. You have a whole army behind you, above you and within you. You've been chosen for this role because of your determination, stamina, and need to get this message out. You have a burning desire to help people and change their lives for the good. Those people who need to hear our messages through you will hear them and be touched by them. Everything else is just illusion, fear, which has no place in your life or anyone else's life. Please remember this, Hannah, lovely. We think the world of you here. Please don't blow it by stepping back from your purpose. And that's all I have to tell you today. It was the big one, by the way. And thank you for singing so beautifully last night. These songs you're singing this term are for yourself, to celebrate your achievement this year in particular. And as a guide to show others what can be achieved when you accept a situation, explore and release your feelings. Oh, is somebody here? And ask for our guidance. Oh my goodness, there's a whole load of people here. Whew. Oh wow. I'm being shown the army, I think. I can feel... Right, I need to explain this to people. I'm just going to open my eyes for a minute. Okay. I just want to explain what I'm feeling. I kind of got the gist of what I said then. And that there's an army in spirit who are... Oh, I've got chills. Who are... Oh, this is really powerful for me. They're showing... They're doing this now to me to show you that even if you think you're alone, there is a whole army of spirit around you wanting to help, giving you support, giving you guidance, but you have to ask for it. You have to be open to it. You have to be, in this place where you're able to accept the help. A lot of this is accepting a situation that you're finding difficult and accepting that some things you just can't change. If you can change something, do change it. If you can't change a situation, then you have to accept the situation. You have to understand the feelings and the emotions that you have around that situation. Release them. The more you explore your feelings and your emotions, it's hard to do, but the more you do, the more you're able to release them. They kind of evaporate. It's like shining, if there's a dark corner and you don't actually know what's in it, and it's frightening because there's a dark corner. If you just shine light in it, you'll actually see what's there. It might not be pretty, but at least you'll know what's there and you can explore it. And the more you explore and you look at negative emotions and feelings, they do evaporate. Might happen over a course of time, but they do. So a lot of that is accepting the situation, looking at the emotions and feelings that you really have, and then changing your thoughts. So moving from a fear-based into a love-based thought process. So when I was just, there's still this army around me, and it's like, even if you feel alone and you're frightened and you're fearful, don't be. You're always supported, you're always loved. You just have to ask for help. When I got that feeling, that was, it's like I can feel, all I can say is like it's, so I get chills, like a massive chills, like a real emotional connection, like the goosebumps, hairs on the back of my neck. So I don't get the hairs on my back of my neck, but it's like the chills pass through me, and I can feel little breezes on my hands and on my face. It's like that was just to show you, I think, in the audience and myself, that there is this army there. Okay, so I'll have to watch all this back because, as I've said before, I'm aware of what is. Am I aware? I'm aware of noises outside. I'm aware of everything, but I can't remember a lot of what I'm saying. So it all just comes out. I'm just saying it rather than thinking it, if that makes sense. I'm kind of bypassing the thinking. Okay. I think I'm just going to go back into, close my eyes again and see where we go from now. Okay, Christian's here. I'm always here, Han. I never... I'm never going to leave you again. You know I'm always here. The emotion Hannah's showing is my emotion. It's just so... Oh, bloody tissues. Christian always makes me do this. Sorry, it's Hannah again. Christian always makes me do this. Bloody tears. Rubbish makeup. Okay. I want people to see through these videos that even though I'm no longer in the physical, I'm totally here for Hannah. And this is true for everybody in spirit, watching out for their loved ones in the physical. Christmas time, and seeing as this is our last video before Christmas, we all I should explain, there's lots of people here with us today. Who are all surrounding Hannah. They're very excited to be able to pass on messages to their loved ones so near to Christmas. Oh, okay, I'm going to get some... Oh, I know who this is. It's for Catherine. It's Vicky. Oh, my darling girl, I've been longing to speak with you for so long. But I haven't been able to get through. You keep yourself so busy with your farm and your business and your beautiful family and your lovely husband. And those dogs keep you all busy. And the animals you have around you. You are surrounded by love every day, all the time. I'm so sorry I had to leave you so young. But know that I'm always in your heart. And anytime you need my support, I'm always with you. There's nothing more in this world that I would love to see you all again. And one day I will see you all again. But for now, this Christmas, please pass on my words of love to all the family who are now spread far and wide. But know that I visit you all from time to time, just to check on you and give you all the love in my heart. and that you deserve. I don't want to hog the channel, but I just wanted to take this opportunity through Hannah, who I knew when she was little. I wanted to pass on my love. But there are lots of people around who want to also say hello, so I will leave you now with all the love. Know that I'm at peace, in a loving place, surrounded by my flowers garden. It's so beautiful here, and one day we can share the perfumes and the scents. All my love, Mummy. Okay, Vicky. Okay, this is Christian again. He's just saying, well done, Han, that was your first live connection with another. There'll be plenty more of these. And I know you've done very many off camera, but you have to trust that these messages are much needed. It will be something you get used to. There are lots of other people here, but they're not going to make me channel all of them. There are just too many. I'm just surrounded. I'm being squeezed, like hugged, which is quite claustrophobic. I mean, I'm being squeezed here by an awful lot of spirits. So these hugs and love are for you, whoever's watching, who has a loved one in spirit. And just know that in many cases, we know Christmas is a really difficult time. But do know that we're there with you to celebrate. I'm getting a very loud. We are here with you. Don't think we're gone. Don't think we're in the past. We're here with you now. And that's the message we want Hannah to give. It's like in unison. We're here. We can see you all. We can touch you all in many different ways. this Christmas. It might be like Hannah's just experienced a glancing breeze. It might be the feeling of a hug. It might be the feeling of a touch. It might be in the choice of song. It might be in a light that you suddenly notice. It might be in numbers, repeating numbers that you see. It might be in your favourite bauble that you hang on the tree for me. I think there's a lot of messages for people here, by the way, that are coming through just in unison for me. It's like there's dogs here too. Oh my God, I'm surrounded. It's like I'm stroking a dog here. It's like there's a black dog here, short coat, and then there's a brown long haired dog here, and a little kind of Westie dog. Short little white curly kind of hair. Anyway, I think there's somebody big here. It's a man, and he's like sitting in a big chair. It's like arms. I feel like my chair here. It's like arms. He's sitting upright. He's an upright man. You can see a beard. Oh, I know who this is. This is for me. Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll pass the message on if I can. It's like you don't need to save an empty chair. I'm there in that chair. Toast me, talk to me. It's like candles suddenly being blown out. It's like decorations suddenly falling down. Like I can just see tinsel suddenly sort of falling off the frame of a picture or something, just onto the ground. Fire sparks from a log fire, spits from the fire. Smells, like perfume, cigar smell. I'm basically being given every way that your loved ones might see you this Christmas or acknowledge you just so you notice them this Christmas. Sing their favourite carol. Light a candle for them. I can see holly. Like a sprig of holly. Sprig of mistletoe. Tying it up with ribbon. But it's got a pattern on it. It's not like a normal straight coloured ribbon. It's a patterned ribbon. Tie it up this year. Don't not do the traditions, because I'll notice, and it will make me sad if you don't do the traditions, even if you do them just privately for yourself, not with the rest of the family. But even if you just light a little candle for me, please do it. I am there, I do notice. And these are all loving messages for you all, whoever's watching. There's definitely a trust that whoever needs to hear these messages will hear these messages. They might not be watching live, but they will get these messages. There's a whole process being played out here which will get these messages played to a much bigger audience. Hannah doesn't need to do anything. It's all in hand. She has to trust. Who's here now? It's Christian again. Right. Han, there's so much love here around you that you can share with your audience. It's such a beautiful thing. There are many tears of happiness here as you pass on messages for this Christmas time. Know that even the very young who have passed into spirit, they are not young anymore in spirit. They return to their soul self. So they are not young and I'm just hearing kind of like innocent and at risk. So I think that's just they're not helpless. They return to their soul self and become whole again. There's no need to worry about loved ones who pass over. As the big one God said last week, and I said, Spirit is a place of unconditional love. It's a cradle where we are all happy to be, at peace, tending our gardens, watching the birds peck on the ground. That's one thing that we also, in spirit, we visit you as birds. If you notice a bird in particular, it is one of us. Birds reflect our sense of freedom in spirit. We are so free up here. Nothing binds us. We are free, whole, and no one should worry about us. We are more concerned with you in the physical and how you grieve, how hard and how long you grieve, and worry about us in spirit. You do not need to worry. This is everybody. You do not need to worry about us in spirit. We are all looked after, loved, and at peace. We worry more about you in the physical. We worry that you do not look after yourselves in grief. You do not eat properly. This is a major telling off, I think. Not a telling off, but with love, but you do not look after yourselves properly in grief. You do not eat, you do not sleep, you do not function. It's like there's some, this is quite a stern thing actually. In spirit, we worry about you in grief. Please look after yourselves. You do not need to worry about us. You disrespect us by making yourselves ill. There is no need to make yourself ill. We would much prefer it if you could gather yourselves together, pick yourself up, and live your life to the full with us right by your side and within your heart. Do not waste your life mourning for us. We are right here with you. The relationship continues. Get on with your life and ask us for help, and we will give you all the guidance, love and support you need, but you must open to us. You must focus on us. You must light the candle. You must say the prayer. You must do whatever you need to do. Whatever little ritual you need to play out to feel close to us. Please do this. And then open yourself to us. Don't live in the past. We are no longer there. It is just your memories. It seems to me this is Hannah speaking, there seems to me there's this spokesman come forward. It's not Christian. And I can't identify what gender. I think it's just like a universal voice. And it's like a plea. I'm being told it's like a pleading. It's like a, please don't live in the past. Please don't shut yourself off from others. Turn away from that darkness into the light. We are here. It's lovely to be acknowledged by you, but for us it's more important that you look after yourself in the physical, and that you realise you can have a relationship with us now. Right, this is Hannah at the moment. I've got my eyes closed, but in front of them it's like really bright. It's like a whole sea of, a beautiful sea of, I was going to say faces, but it's not even faces. It's just like sort of glowing bodies. It's like silhouettes, kind of bodies behind this really brilliant, lovely golden light. this spokesman, I think, is one of these people. Oh, it's not. It's wings. I can see wings. Okay. This is the mission that Hannah and Christian have to show. That we're all here still in your lives. It's a present relationship. It's a now relationship. Please look after yourselves in the physical. It makes us sad to see you in grief and pain and hurt. There is no need for this. We're all here. Please remember this over Christmas. And although there may be tears, know that we're in your heart, and know that we are bestowing all the blessings on you. Oh, there's another presence here. I think it's... Is it God? No, it's not. Oh, we've had everybody today. I can't tell. There's a light. I don't know if something's happening. They're just somebody's waiting to come forward, or I don't know yet. Maybe that's the end. I kind of get the impression this is a time when, if you are missing somebody, if you have a loved one in spirit, it's a time to just sit quietly for a few minutes, and for you to close your eyes. Am I supposed to lead something? Okay, so just, yeah, everybody's here. It's like I'm in a, I don't know, I'm quite down below and everyone's kind of around me above. There's so many people here. Okay, so I'm being asked to whoever's in the audience who is missing somebody this Christmas, or has a loved one in spirit, to just close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And just relax. Okay, I'm being told that's long enough. This is Hannah speaking. I just seen lots of reaching down to you in the audience. So I hope some of you felt what you were being given, heard what you were being given, smelt, tasted, touched, sensed what you were being given. You don't need to tell me, I'm speaking as Hannah, you don't need to tell me if you got anything, but it would be nice to know if you did. This is Hannah again. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. It's just like there's this channel, like channel like that, but going down, and it's just being filled with messages and love, and it's like just being released down. So all I can do is tell you, the audience, what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing, and if you can be open to it. But it's very important, if you aren't feeling anything, don't worry. Don't fight to feel it. You might not receive it now. You might receive it later on, or in the run up to Christmas, or on Christmas, or at New Year, because Spirit is actually saying that some people preferred New Year to Christmas. Some people hated Christmas, and they'd much preferred New Year as more celebrating with friends rather than family. So it's just this whole holiday season. At some point, the messages that were given and released down that I've just seen, they might not come to you right now. They will come to you at some time during the holidays. I'm getting really chilled now, so just be aware. I think the message from Spirit is just be aware that these messages will land sometime over the holidays with love, in a way that is very personal between yourself and the person in Spirit. It's all very personal. It might be something tiny and seemingly insignificant, but if you think of the person in Spirit as you see something, as you feel something, as you hear something, know it is from them. And that, Hannah, is all we need for you to have done today. Thank you very much. On behalf of everyone gathered in Spirit, thank you so much. And Christian, he's just saying a few expletives, so I won't say what they are. That was awesome. He's just saying, the world is your stage, Hannah. You're very powerful, and you don't even realise it. But this is a taste of things to come. Know that you've given a lot of people peace today in their hearts and in their thoughts. And for some, you've touched them so deeply that they will change the way they live, put themselves first, and look to a brighter future. They need to look after themselves in grief. That is the main message. And to watch out for the messages that have been sent throughout the holidays. Right, so everyone in spirit is waving bye-bye and blowing kisses and sending love. Okay, it's Christian again. He's just saying, you've had enough now, Hannah. You need to switch off over the holidays and relax and be with your beautiful family. My beautiful niece and nephew. I'm going to provide them with some surprises. And you know, when I say that, I always do. They will have big smiles on their faces this Christmas. And even though I can't be with you in the physical, you know, as always, I'm always there. And the man in the chair, he wants to be acknowledged this year. But he knows how hard it is for you to sit there and not be able to spread your beliefs. Okay. Anyway, that's all for now. And in the new year, that's when the excitement really begins, because we're going to be travelling together back to Africa. And next year is a year when your little world in your little village is blown to pieces in the best possible way. And you take everybody in this community and everybody in spirit and everybody around you, family and friends, and your lovely husband will fly with you. It's going to be one amazing year. And that goes for everybody in this community. Next year, whatever has happened this year, next year, even the obstacles that you encounter, you will, I'm seeing a triangle, which to me means you'll be grounded in love. It's the pointing up triangle. If anybody hasn't read the ebook, please do, because you'll know what the pointing up triangle is all about. It's all about openness, trust, love, faith. Next year is the year of the triangle. So many things in the world are going to turn to the good next year. There's a real groundswell of love rising against the darkness and the fear. The younger generation are the lights now. We must always look after our children. This is the spokesperson again, this isn't Christian. Forget about yourselves and look to the children. They're being harmed by the fearful negative thoughts of the elders. The children are the future of the physical world. They need to be looked after and protected, not forced into boxes and forced to be something they're not. Allow them to be their bright light within. Don't force them into being just like you. Allow them to grow naturally. Allow them to keep their magic. It's your responsibility as elders to keep them young. Don't let your quarrels, especially at Christmas, damage your children. The future of the world depends on these children. You have no right to force your old views, outdated views, negative thoughts onto these children. Nowhere in the world should the children be disrespected. They always have much to teach us. Look to the children for answers. In their innocence, they know. They're the ones with love, unconditional love in their hearts. Don't let your experiences cloud them. It seems to me that the world needs more lights in it to guide the way. Hannah is one of these lights, and there are many lights in the audience watching Hannah now. Oh, it's a really heavy presence on my head here. If you have an inkling you're one of these lights, please step forward and acknowledge your light. Hannah's moved from the shadows into the light, into the open, to act as a beacon. Please follow her lead, and during the holidays, take time to acknowledge your calling, to focus on where you might be heading, and to ask us for help. There's much darkness to dispel with your light. I'm just seeing like beacons of light just dotted around in the darkness. I think that's the image that will end this channeling, because it's just to show that all these lights are there in the darkness. You might yourself be a light that will dispel the darkness. You might have somebody in spirit who is there as well as a light. That's just a nice image to have to finish. Okay, thank you everybody. Okay, Chris. Okay, he's just saying it's time for everybody to go now. too tiring. No, you can't do any more. And the builders on the roof have started up again. They have, you're right. I've only just noticed there. Okay, lots of love, thank you. Okay, it's Hannah. I'm going to have to watch all that back because I'm not sure what on earth went on. Oh, I know bits of what went on, but yes, I hope everybody got what they needed from that. That was an hour and a half. That was a massive one. But yes, the last of this year, and I think there was an awful lot of messages for everybody there. And yes, everybody enjoy the last little bits of 2018. Rest, recuperate, watch out for your signs. And I think the last little bit was something about direction, thinking about your direction for next year. And look after your children. Anyway, lots of love, and wishing you all a peaceful and happy holidays, and I shall see you back in 2019 for some travels to Africa, it would appear. Okay, lots of love to everybody. Goodbye.